We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hey.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk, we hope. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from perfect Paradise Valley, Arizona.
Today is Jack Thursday, and it's called What Jack Looks At When Doing Deals. I will tell you what I look at, what I look like while I'm looking at deals.
I'll tell you what you look like.
How I feel about it. What makes me livid.
Oh, yeah.
What makes me happy.
What gets to me.
What makes me jump up and down.
Yeah.
I'll tell it all.
I love it.
For better, for worse.
Uh-oh.
You decide if you want to listen to the rest of the show.
That's right. For those of you who love a Jack rant,
this
is for you.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. If you're already a Land Academy member, join us on Discord.
Aaron wrote, in the meeting, I was asked to share some results. This is not done deal. Well, let me just share some results. This is not a done deal by any means, but here's what I have to share. My second mailer is starting to hit out-of-state owners first. First response via email, I offered $4,000. The owner wants to get at least what they paid for it in the 1980s, which is $12,000. Both brokers I talked to today said the market has gone mad, and they think they'll sell it in 30 days for $30,000 to $40,000. I have to dig into comps tonight and decide if I believe them. Love that. I would love to hear how others are doing $4,000 and would have been about right on a lot with no trees in this area. That was a little confusing there.
A little encrypted.
Yeah, but big picture is
he's buying for 12, selling for 35.
Well, right now he's offering 4. The guy said he wants 12. So I want to have 2 things I'd like to say first, please. Number 1 is sometimes they're right. Like in this situation, if the guy just wants to get his 12 out and you can confirm you're going to get $30,000 to $40,000 out of it, and then we don't have to discuss it and you're comfortable with that, I would do it.
So would I.
My second comment is sometimes it's not right. I have had people that pay $12,000 for property years ago in the 80s because of this mall or this airport or this freeway was going to come in and it was going to be, yay, the greatest thing, and then didn't pan out. So they have paid $12,000 for it, and now it's worth $2,000. I've had that, and they know that, and I've had to remind them, they're like, yeah, I knew when I bought it that it was because of X, and that military base never happened. So there we go. I know, and so you have to explain that to them. So sometimes, I just want you to know that just because they paid $12,000 in the 80s doesn't mean it's always worth more money today. Go ahead.
No, I couldn't have said it better. Oh. I mean, I would have said, so it's a great.
Oh, you would have said it better.
This is a great topic. Tomorrow's topic, by the way, is how Jill looks at deals. Mm-hmm. So it's Jack Thursday. It's about me, not about Jill.
Oh my gosh.
And believe me, this doesn't happen often.
We should do this. We're going to make Thursday all about Jack all day long.
I sit next to Jill. Huh. That's what Land Academy should be.
The guy next to Jill.
John F. Kennedy used to say, I am Jackie Kennedy's husband.
There you go. Thank you, babe. That's awesome. So what are your comments?
Today's topic?
You have no other comments?
Oh, about this? No, yeah. I would shorten the hell out of that. I would just say, he wants 12. I offered 4, he wants 12. I'd probably say, I'll give you 10. We'll get it done really fast. And I'd get the brokers on it even before I closed on the acquisition side. But I would also, Aaron's very bright in making sure that brokers are correct about the market.
Mm-hmm. I like that he talked to 2 brokers too, not just one.
I don't try to squeeze every dime out of every deal.
True.
And we teach this, both of us. Jill leans towards squeezing. Here's where Jill got tripped up on this, and she does even in our deals. The guy paid in 1980, he paid $12,000. He wants his $12,000 out. That is a trigger for Jill to get it for less than 12 because she doesn't think that's a good enough reason.
I just said pay him the 12.
You did?
I did.
I was thinking about something else.
Garrett, you weren't listening. Once again.
Look,
I guess it's all about Jack today.
It's my day, yeah. This is why you're listening.
This is why I'm tuning out.
I go into these deals. This is truth time.
Yeah.
With an incredible amount of confidence. When a purchase agreement comes back and somebody says, I got your offer and the price is okay, and I would like to sell it. That's 95% of it because I put a tremendous amount of brain power and time into pricing the offers correctly anyway. And so I have a lot of confidence when these offers come back or when even these little counter offers come back, just like in the question today, that I'm good. So how do I look at the deal? The first thing I do, I pull it up on Neighbor Scoop and I check like 4 things. Number 1, is the property any good? Can you get to it? Do the numbers work? This is all inside of maybe 3 to 5 minutes. It's the same thing on our Thursday call. It's the exact same thing we do. Is it in a flood zone? You know, those top tier things. Does the property make sense? Do I test it for a reason? And then after that 30 seconds is done, I go and to see who bought property in the area that's very similar and for how much and what they're doing with it. And so if there's 25 properties in the immediate area that people bought for, let's say I bought a property for, this is a real example. I bought a piece of property for $10,000 in an area that I really believe in, that I believe it's worth between $40,000 and $50,000. So I sent a mailer out based on that thought. Did all the red, green, yellow tests. I did all this stuff, have all this confidence. And 2 properties come back an eighth of a mile from each other that with signed purchase agreements. In one situation, I'm jumping up and down elated because I know that it's going to work. And why? Because I can see in the immediate area what's been going on for the last 36 months or whatever. And there's going to be a pretty high demand for it. There's some for sale property where the numbers work and some sold properties where the numbers work. And so I'll get that under contract that day and I'll make sure that it's buildable or whatever later. In another case, this is a real recent example, less than an eighth of a mile away, same situation. I don't want to buy it for anything because of access or because of exactly what's going on in that immediate area. Every Thursday on these calls, would you do this deal? The first thing I look at is what's going on in the area. And sometimes we get calls in where there's just nothing happening in the area. So we used to do those deals all the time. They're real cheap. We don't do that anymore. You know, we do more specific use type deals for what the end user is how they're going to use it. So great, that's all fine and good for the property that I signed off on. What do you do with that other property where you say, oh, no? Well, I'll tell you, I called Jill because she's the person talking to the owners. And I said, I don't want it. And she says, okay. And then she calls the seller. I was actually out in the field looking at these properties. Mm-hmm. She calls the seller and says, we don't want it. Thanks. Yeah. Half hour goes by. They call back and say, we want to sell it to you. Just give us a price.
Yeah, we need to get it. We're done with it.
It went from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
So I just threw a price out to Jill because at that point, I don't care about the deal at all. Mm-hmm. By the way, we're developing a process for the advanced group where these deals that people are passing on, they might be gold to somebody else in our group. And so we're putting that into a process where they can do those deals if they want, and vice versa. They're passing on deals that we might see some value in. And so, yeah, she went back and said $5,000 or whatever it was, $1,000 for the whole thing. And they said, okay. Mm-hmm. And so we're closing the deal, both the deals. So that's how I look at these deals, very matter-of-factly. It's all numbers for me. I have the luxury of having a business partner. And believe me, I did this for 20 years before Jill and I joined forces. I have the luxury now of having a business partner where I can say and bounce it off of her and say, yeah, please call him back and say X or whatever. Mm-hmm. Jill's going to talk about how she does these deals tomorrow. But that's how I do the deal. I'll tell you where I get real hung up is in the closing process and the paperwork. Mm-hmm. And, we have people that work for us who are good at that. And we have people who work for us who are not. And that happens. Yeah, it happens.
In every business.
And
everything.
in the beginning, you're going to do it all. Mm-hmm. and you're going to learn what you like and what you don't like, and what part of this is you're really good at, and that's all part of it.
I concur. Thank you.
I love looking at deals.
Tell us. Yeah. Have you thrown anything across the room recently over?
I only
anything?
get livid, and I do get livid when I believe that the people that are involved in the closing process and the paperwork process are not managing. Jill and I spend a ton of time and energy and honestly brain power and expertise, decades of expertise. I know what I'm doing. Getting these deals to the point where they reach Jill and her staff.
Right.
All right. So now Jill's got 20 deals to look at that are so incredibly pre-qualified they just work.
Right.
And so her staff and her job is to now take the ball from the 50-yard line back into our own zone and take it down to the 25 or the 10 even, to get it close and then that last part is just getting it all signed and all that stuff. So there's problems. I get livid when the relationship and all the work, the expertise that she has and the data expertise that I have gets screwed up because of an escrow agent, or maybe if there's a real estate agent involved, are in it for themselves and are overzealous in how they treat the people, the sellers or the buyers. They just don't have the right attitude or respect, and they don't understand what goes into all. So yeah, it's a big pain point for me right now, and we'll get over it.
Of course. Exactly. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode is called, well, you already know, it's Jill Friday. What Jill looks at when doing deals. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. You know what? I left one thing out that I do. I don't know why I do this. I've been doing it since I was brokering long-term care facilities in the very early 90s. I take a look at the deal that we're doing and how much money we're going to make on it. So if you're going to buy for $5,000 and sell it for, and if you're going to buy for 10 and sell for, let's say 40, I know I'm going to make 30 grand on it. In the back of my head, I say, how many deals a month can I do realistically? Very realistically. Now I'm making 30,000 this month. Can I do 2 deals? Yeah, 2 is very reasonable. That's $60,000 that I'm going to net in a month. And then I multiply by 12. And so now I'm talking about $750,000 a year just in this one little area.
Doing 2 deals a month.
Doing 2 deals a month.
Yeah.
Does it fit into my life scheme? And the answer
That's
is
a big picture. That's cool.
I don't know why
so
I do it with
cool.
everything.
I love it. That is so, I wasn't trying to stop you. I was just moving it so I can read.
No, it's okay. It's good.
All right. Do you need to send out a few thousand offers to property owners like us? Check out offers2owners.com. It's offers, the number 2, owners.com. No setup fees, free mail merge, and exceptional service, including brand new concierge pricing. Check it out. Give Offers to Owners a call today. We're Steve and Jill.
Information
And inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.